Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to Sandy's Library. I'm Sandy, and we're back today to do another reading for Twin Flames and Separation. If you've never watched one of my readings, I'm going to ask you to check the description. It'll help you better understand me and the way I read the cards. So, let's get started with our little Scrabble game. And let's see if we can find out who we might be talking to in the collective. And I just want to tell you guys that I'm having a little bit of a rough day cognitively, so you guys bear with me, okay? Alright. I'm especially having trouble shuffling the cards, but we will soldier on. Okay, so we're going to see if we can find out who we might be talking to in the collective today. So if you can take either one, I'm going to pull a couple of tiles out, and if you can pull anything out of either one, doesn't have to be both, but first, middle, or last initial, perhaps a geographic location. This could be a message for you. And we have a B and an X. Okay, so if you can pull anything out of that, then this could be a message for you. Okay, so let me just put these aside. We're going to use this again before we wrap up. And so we have our pre-drawn tarot cards. We have Divine Masculine Energy and Divine Feminine Energy. And then we have one message from Spirit. And we are going to be supplementing these cards with our in-house oracle decks. Just want to give a shout out to Sarah's Tarot. She created all of our in-house oracle decks. And there's more information about them in the description. But we're going to get started right now. We're going to set the Divine Feminine aside. And we're going to see what Spirit has to say to us to kick things off. But before I read their message, I just want to mention, when I say Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, I am not talking about gender, male and female, anything like that. We're just talking about energies. I personally am a Divine Feminine, and that's why I use the pronouns I do, so don't get caught up in that, okay? Alright, so Spirit says the Divine Masculine will never be free of his demons until the Divine Feminine faces her fears. Yeah, that's another one of those messages that I have trouble with. I mean, why is it up to us to fix them? Just don't get it. And my guides are saying we tell you over and over and over, and you just don't want to accept it. Yeah, okay, whatever. We have an 8 of Pentacles. We have a 2 of Pentacles. And we have an Ace of Cups. Okay. Yeah. Let me grab a drink while I listen to them for a second. Okay, so they're giving me the astrological energies of Leo, Virgo, Capricorn, and Cancer. That's what they're saying. And, you know, every once in a while I'm going to remind you guys, I know there are astrological signs attached to tarot cards as they stand, but that's not where I'm getting it from. I'm getting this directly from my guides. And speaking of my guides, they like to call this card right here the Ambition card. And I guess that's fitting too, because right here we have a Divine Masculine who is working 24/7. Excuse me. He's going, that extra mile to make those pentacles. And I feel like he's doing a pretty good job of it too. You know, this is divine masculine who just won't give up. That's what I'm getting from him. He is not going to give up. He says that he sees increasing his worth as the best way to present himself as an eligible suitor. That's just what he's telling me. Sorry guys, I had to get a drink. But he feels like he has to be able to give you everything, divine feminine, just to be worthy of you. I'm feeling a little bit of, he's a bit intimidated by you. So he feels like he's got to bring all of these pentacles to the table. I mean, you know, as a divine feminine, I say money's nice, but, you know, it's really nothing if the heart is not part of the deal. My guys say that's where the trouble comes in. This divine masculine, he's been using his ambition to avoid facing his fear of rejection. Yes, he is really, really, really worried about being rejected by you, divine feminine. He's really worried about that. So he's developed a plan. This is what he says. He's developed a plan to balance things out by winning you back. That's what he says. He's got a plan. So, just how do you propose to do that, though, divine masculine? Because I'm not, well, just tell me what your plan, can you give me an idea? He says he's coming to you with an offer that's too good to pass up. That's what he says. And you know, I'm feeling like he's got a lot to make up for. Yeah, he's telling me that by offering to make your life a little more comfortable, he feels like that's a good place to start. Because he says that he has so much to make up for. And remember, y'all, these types are the guardians, you know. They naturally want to protect and provide for those that they care about. Sorry, guys, gotta get a drink of water. You know, and they're the guardians. They're the natural providers. And he just ain't whistling Dixie neither. I mean, just look at this. See that? See that Ace of Cups? If ever there was a card to suggest that union is possible, this is one. When I look at this card, for me, the eye right here represents the divine or spirit, which is looking down, see all the golden light shining down on this cup of happily ever after. And they're blessing this union for many, many moons to come. Yeah, that's what I see when I look at this card. So I feel like Spirit is confirming for us that this divine masculine is for real this time. So if you're wondering, viewer, you know, if this sounds like your divine masculine, then this is a real good sign for you. So, divine feminine. I'm sorry, divine masculine. That's one of my problems, guys. I'm thinking the correct word, but the wrong one falls out of my mouth. And let me just tell you, that is probably one of the most annoying things about my cognitive issues. But, okay, back to the reading. We're going to give the divine masculine a chance to talk to the divine feminine here in the reading. Okay. Let's see. What do you want to say to her? What do you want to say to her? He says, I know you don't like me very much anymore, but I have never, not once, ever stopped loving you. Well, you're going to have to give me a little more of that because I'm having a hard time with that. Because, look, guys, this is just the way it is, okay? There are tons of divine couples out there here in the 3D and the 5D. But in the 5D, I don't seem to tap in. I seem to tap into the group where it was the divine masculine who was the first runner. So, I don't get that, okay? He says, I didn't want to be responsible for robbing you of your dreams. Huh. So, you felt like you were robbing her of her dreams. Is that why you ran the first time? He says, I'm sorry I hurt you. That's what he's telling me. He says that he felt like if he stayed around that he would rob the divine feminine of her dreams. And he says, I guess he's admitting right here because he says, I know you don't like me very much anymore, but I have never, not once, ever stopped loving you. So I'm getting that the way he ran was not good. And, I'm getting that he's sorry for the way that it ended, and that's what I'm getting from him right now. We're gonna ride with that unless I see something different from the divine feminine, or something different from the If I Had Married You deck, because these two decks, Crazy for You, is based on the first book that I ever wrote, and If I Had Married You is the last book I ever wrote. And the cards inside these decks are come directly from the story, or were inspired by the story. So we're going to see what he's got to say from this deck, because this deck is, the energies in this deck are a bit different. This is a bit tumultuous, but the energies in this deck are a little bit more of wishful thinking. And all of our in-house oracle decks were created by Sarah's Tarot. I gotta give her a shout out. She did a great job. And you can get more information about our decks in the product description. So, see, what do you say? He says, we've surely seen our share of rainy days, enough to last 10 lifetimes. Yeah. He says, besides chocolate, you're my favorite. And I'm feeling like he really means that too. The life I live in my dreams has one advantage over this one. It comes with you. So, I mean, he's giving me the energies that, you know, there's a song out there about something about you don't know what you got till it's gone. Yeah. That's rolling through my head right now. You know, you don't know what you got till it's gone. I'm going to sit him over here like this, so we can continue to watch him and look at him and see what else he might say once we bring out the Divine Feminine, because, you know, oftentimes what they're saying to me does change. You know, and I'm not going to say change so much as expand. The story, they begin to tell more and more of the story as we see what's going on with the Divine Feminine, because then they're stuck, basically. So they have to come clean if they want to get anywhere anyway. And in the 5D, the Divine Masculine does want to get somewhere. Trust me, he does. He's trying like hell to get himself a message here in 3D, but it's not as easy. I have my theories on why that is, but I won't get into that now. Anyways, I'm just going to take a drink and listen to these astrological energies, so give me a sec. Okay. They're telling me Libra, Leo, Sagittarius, and Gemini. Okay? So, Sun, Moon, or Rising could also be a season, guys. The Justice card. So, first off, this card is number 11. 11 in the Major Arcana. 11. That's 1, 1, 2 ones coming together. Okay? This is definitely a good sign, and it sure as heck reaffirms this Ace of Cups back here in the Divine Masculine energy. Sure does. There's definitely a soul connection in play here, and Spirit is blessing it here in the 3D. Yes, they are. And let me tell you what, Divine Feminine, the Divine Masculine is charging your way. And he's bringing all of his resources with him. And a change. Yeah, he's bringing a change. But I'm getting that, excuse me, I'm having some esophageal issues this morning. But here's what I'm getting. On some level, the Divine Feminine is aware of the fact that he's headed her way. She's aware of that. She might not be as aware of the soul contract at play, though. Hence this blindfold. Excuse me. I better get a drink. Now I know that you all, most people get something totally different out of this card, and they they feel like that the blindfold is on because Justice has no prejudices. But, you know, my guides, they use the cards in different ways sometimes to get messages across to me. And they're telling me that the blindfold that she's wearing right now is indicative of the fact that the divine feminine is not sure of the divine masculine because of the way he treated her. And we know he's treated her pretty bad because of those cards right there. We know he's admitted that he treated her badly. And remember what Spirit said to open the reading. The divine masculine will never be free of his demons until the divine feminine faces her fears. Yeah. So, what is your fear, divine feminine? What is it that you're afraid of? She's afraid that he'll change his mind again and cut and run. The way he did it, that's what she just said to me. Cut and run. She's afraid he's going to cut and run again. So, she's sitting over here in this strength, the strength card energy. You know, she's got the courage of a lion with her. You know, she's got it. She's not afraid. And yet she's telling me that she'll cuddle up to the divine masculine like a faithful kitty so long as he treats her right. But I feel like, you know, I don't always know the origins of this tornado. And when I pull this card out, I don't always know where the tornado comes from, but this time I do. This tornado is the divine feminine's warning to the divine masculine. Not see, don't screw me over again. That's what she's saying. Yeah, don't screw me over again. Yeah, I feel like they're definitely on the same page. And we're already getting some definite, clear messages between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. But y'all know me. I'm a glutton for punishment, so come on, let's see. What do you want to say to him here in this reading? I'm a glutton for punishment, and I'm incredibly nosy. So, okay. So, what do you want to say to him? We know what he said to you. Now, what do you want to say to him? Excuse me. Well, they both want to come out. Okay. Lust at first sight. It's the thing. So she's admitting that it's there. She says, the lingering effects of my mistakes surround me like a fine mist. She's telling me that she feels like she didn't fight hard enough for them when he cut her loose. So she feels like she didn't fight hard enough for them. And so the lingering effects of that surrounds her like a fine mist, but she wants him to know, I will always love you. Always. So, Divine Masculine, you know, if you need she may not trust you, but she loves you, and she just wants you to prove yourself to her this time. And considering the way that you just cut her loose before, that's the least you could do. You know, you should understand you have to prove yourself this time. She was willing to take you before, no questions asked. But yeah, you messed that up, didn't you? I keep getting two at a time that want to come out. And she says, remember when we danced beneath the stars? And even today, I still pull your picture out and gaze at it longingly. One more, just for good measure. She says, I'm afraid of becoming a lonely old soul who sits around prompting a ghost from the past. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, my guides want me to remind you about Spirit's opening message, Divine Feminine. She's kind of nagging me. Yes, you were. The Divine Masculine will never be free of his demons until the Divine Feminine faces her fears. She wants me to remind you of that because they want, my guides, they want to say to you, Spirit wants to say to you, you've got to show him that you trust him again before he can prove that he deserves your trust. They just want you to remember that it's a two-way street. And the messages that you sent through to him, they want you to translate those into positive energy and unconditional love. They want you to send that to him every day. Excuse me. You know, we're not telling you to settle, okay? But, like my grandma always used to say, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. So just keep that in mind, Divine Feminine. Especially now as we move towards our Lonely Days and Lonely Nights Oracle deck. Because this is going to be a great chance for you two to be able to talk to one another here in the 3D. And it would be really good if you keep these kind of messages coming up, Divine Feminine. Because, you know, I'm feeling like he needs a little bit of encouragement from you because we know about the soul contract that's in play. And we know that Spirit is blessing this union. So, maybe if you just send him a little bit of encouragement, that will help you guys come into this union. And I don't feel you're going to have to settle because, shit, Spirit would not have allowed him to pick this card out if he weren't ready, okay? They wouldn't have allowed him to bring this Ace of Cups energy out if he were not ready. So, okay, Divine Masculine, and she definitely wants you to go first. He says, you're the only person I've ever been able to open up to. She says, I want what could have been. So, she wants what could have been. And now she says, too much has happened while we were traveling down our separate paths. Why did you say that? He says you wanted something that I couldn't give you back then. See, okay, Divine Feminine, you are not, you got a chance to you've got a chance to talk to him and not put up another roadblock. This right here is a roadblock because she's still not quite trusting him. Okay? He says, nobody has ever moved me the way you did. And she says, maybe you can't tell, but I'm secretly heartbroken. Okay, there you go. Stop putting up those roadblocks. You said you wanted what could have been. So, stop putting up those roadblocks. Let's see. You go first this time. Daily, I fight the urge to text you. And you wanted to pop out. He says, I'm living the consequences of my choices. Divine Masculine. Divine Feminine. Yeah, we know he's living the consequences of his choices, and he really, really, really wants to rectify that. He just needs a little encouragement from the Divine Feminine. And Divine Feminine, I'm not, I'm not trying to pick on you or anything. We all get, and we know that he, he was incredibly cold and cruel to you in the past. Yes, we know. He cut you loose without a moment's thought. But look, he really, really regrets that. He's living the consequences of his choices now. He really, really regrets that. And I feel like it's not too late for you guys. I mean, it's not too late for you guys. You guys can still have babies and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not too late for that perfect lifetime. It's not too late for it. If that's what you want. Not saying everybody needs to have babies together. But if that's what your perfect union looks like, then yeah. Alright, so. Well, they say sometimes a soulmate is the better option. And I get that that's going to hold true for some in the group. Because remember, we're talking to a group. This particular divine pair, I don't feel like that's true. But there are some in the group that is going to be true for. Let's see. No journey would be too far for the Divine Masculine who's ready for union with his Divine Feminine. And yeah, this one is ready, and he's coming your way, and he's a little worried. But Divine Masculine, you have to admit that she's done a very good job of telling you that, that she does love you still. Okay? So, the trouble with tossing people aside is you never know what you're throwing away with them. Well, that's very true. The Divine Masculine had no idea what he was throwing away when he tossed her aside. Yep. Alrighty. So. Okay. Well, I feel like You guys have some great potential for contact within the next year. I feel the possibilities for you guys. So, let's go ahead and got my 13 charms here. I'm going to put them in there, and I'm going to shake them up and mix them up, and I'm going to pull one out, and we're going to hope I don't pull that 13th one, because I really feel good about things for these guys. Oh, I've been pulling this one out a lot lately. And this is for November. November. So, he got, looks like the Divine Masculine got really, he got the confirmation from you that he needs. Because, yeah, get ready, y'all. And, you know, I wish you guys great luck and all that good shit and all. And, so I guess that about wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading today. Thanks for taking time to view it. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we do upload a brand new reading every day. Wishing you love, peace, and happiness. Later, Gators.